Well, hello everybody. This is Mike from Music City. Welcome to my latest installment of Ranking Records. And today I'm going to go through one of my all-time favorite bands, and that is the great pop band Fountains of Wayne. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this is more of my love fest with this band, and hoping that some new people discover Fountains of Wayne, because when it comes to ranking, there's five studio records, and man, this is about as close as ranking I've ever done. It's really kind of hard to separate these great records. And I actually polled some of my hardcore Fountains of Wayne friends, and man, there was no commonality whatsoever to the rankings. Everybody was across the board. So I'm gonna give it a try. But first, I do want to say about Fountains of Wayne. They put out their debut record, Fountains of Wayne, in 1996, and these are going to be on CDs because they unfortunately didn't come out during much of the vinyl age, and I don't think everything they've done is on vinyl. Maybe three out of the five I know are on vinyl. One was a recent Record Store Day release. One came out on Yep Rock at the time of its release, their last album, and they're just Godzooks way expensive right now, so we're going to be looking at CDs. It's funny. I bought this record when it came out and kind of just put it aside, and it took Mr. Glenn Tilbrook from Squeeze, a band who I find is very similar in style to Fountains of Wayne. And if you're a Squeeze fan, you need to be a Fountains of Wayne fan, and vice versa. In Glenn's live show, he loves to do a lot of covers, and Glenn was doing a Fountains of Wayne song called Red Dragon Tattoo, and it just blew me away. And that was from their second album, Utopia Parkway, in 1999. And the one thing you were going to see about Fountains of Wayne is that there's been some space between the records. So there's 3 years between the first two. 4 years later, they came out with Welcome Interstate Managers, and something happened at the time this record came out. Huge hit. Stacy's Mom, all over MTV, that kind of cool, sexy video. It won a Grammy. So they hit their peak with that. 4 years later, in 2007, Traffic and Weather. And then finally, their last album, Sky Full of Holes, on Yep Rock in 2011. So those are the five records that we're going to rank in a bit. It's just kind of been a tough career for them. They had that moment of success, but there was a lot of things going on. Adam Schlesinger, who is one of the main writers and bass player in the band, he had a lot of other side projects going on that we'll talk a little bit about. And then Chris Collinwood, who is the other songwriter and the lead singer in the band, he had some personal issues. Thankfully, he's gone past them. And now the first album actually was just the two of them together. And later on, they did add a bass player and a drummer. And forgive me, I got to look up the guys' names. Of course, Jody Porter and Brian Young were members of the band throughout after that first record. And, they toured quite a bit. Fortunately, I only got to see them one time, and it was here, I don't know, maybe back around 2009, 10, something like that, at the Exit Inn. And God, it was sad. There weren't even 20 people there. And they played like the house was full, and they were very humble and very modest, and it was one of my favorite shows. Now, I did get to see Chris Collinwood about 2 years ago in a songwriter thing at the City Winery here, and that was still great. Now, and just kind of to fast forward, and I'm sure some of you know this already, but Adam Schlesinger passed away last year from COVID. Just a terrible shock that this great songwriter is not with us anymore. And then you may or may not have seen it, and it's out there on the YouTube. Go check it out. The band got together and did one of their great songs called Hackensack, and Sharon Van Etten, who is a singer-songwriter in own right, played bass in place of Schlesinger. It was a very, very tough moment. Now, before we get into the ranking, just a couple other things. I mentioned Schlesinger. Man, I tell you, what a career the guy had. And I'm sure you've heard of the EGOT. I always think of Tracy Morgan on 30 Rock with his EGOT thing. It stands for Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. Big challenge to try to win all four. Well, Schlesinger actually was nominated for all four and won two of them. He got his Grammy with Stacy's Mom with Fountains of Wayne, and he actually won 3 Emmys for some miscellaneous songs he's written for TV programs. He got nominated for a Tony for a couple of Tony nominations for some Broadway things that he did. But man, I tell you, his work in films, I'm sure you're familiar with it. But The Thing That You Do, he wrote the Wonder song on this, The Thing That You Do. Adam wrote that. That got nominated for an Academy Award. And also one of the other great things he did, and I don't know if you know this movie, I just love this movie, Music and Lyrics with Hugh Grant and Drew Barrymore. And he wrote the music for this. He also had another band called Ivy, and I've got the whole Ivy collection here. Great pop stuff. And it's really kind of cool that it's not like Fountains of Wayne. It's very, very different. The lead singer is a French woman, and it just really is I would say it's kind of got a European flavor too, but nonetheless, great pop music. Schlesinger was also a part of this band, Tinted Windows, which put out a record. Oh, I can't read, that's too small to tell you what year. But James Iha from Smashing Pumpkins was in the band. Bunny Carlos from Cheap Trick was in the band. A nice, fun record. And then Chris Collingwood also recently did some stuff on his own. This was back, oh gosh, I can't believe that was 2016. Okay. His band called Look Park, or the name of his project, whatever. And it's a darn good record. I'll get to the rankings, don't worry. One other thing you need to get, in addition to the 5 studio records, they did put out a double CD called Out of State Plates, which got all of their B-sides, some really good stuff on here. And they also do some really cool covers on here. They do Can't Get It Out of My Head, the great ELO song. And then one of the other most recent B-sides, and I know you can find it on YouTube, they do a great version of one of my favorite Moody Blues songs called A Story in Your Eyes. So you can check that out. And then also there's a video for them doing the song Bus Stop by the Hollies that was in a TV show. Check that stuff out. I just love it when a band can, really honor some of the great music that came before them that's, sort of similar in style, but not totally the same. And then one other thing I'm going to recommend, this 2005 live concert, what's it called here? It's called Live in Chicago. Is definitely something you want to grab hold of and cherish and enjoy, because they were a great live band together. Now, 2 things I want to mention. One thing about the musical style of Fountains of Wayne, and let's talk about the music first. The music has some really cliche is a hard word, isn't it? But some signature sounds that are Fountains of Wayne, and you can spot them 100 miles away. The way they use synthesizers, the way they use guitars. And I'm not a musician, so I can't give them justice in telling you about it. But think of Stacy's Mom if you know that song. By the way, which they call a tribute to the Cars, but very, very much a distinct sound that shows up in not all of their songs, but a lot of their songs. And so much so that you can recognize, they're so recognizable. The country artist Robbie Fulks has put out a song, and if you have not heard this, even stop this video and go listen to it now. It's called Fountains of Wayne Hotline. It is one of the funniest things you'll ever see in your life. And if you love Fountains of Wayne and know what I'm talking about, and you haven't seen this, man, you're going to die. It is so good. And then Fulks is a fan of the band, so it is not in any way mocking. It is a tribute to this great sound of this band they love. Now, Fountains of Wayne Hotline, don't miss it. There's a studio version. It was a Yep Rock B-side. Listen to the studio version. There's also a live Robbie Fulks version that it cuts out a lot of the great parts, so you need to see that. One last thing. Okay, now, we said we were talking music and lyrics, so, in honor of Adam's movie. Now, the lyrics, it's a trademark of Fountains of Wayne in their lyrics is to use a lot of proper nouns. And they are just so full of proper nouns. And a lot of them, come from the New Jersey, references to New York, New Jersey area where these guys are basically from. And if you go to my blog, musiccitymike.net, you'll see I recently posted a summary of the 100 and some odd proper nouns that they use in songs. People's name, product names, places names, street names, famous people's names, and it's just sort of their trademark, and it just makes their songs so, I don't know, such a treasure to me. So you do want to go ahead and check that out. All right, so here comes the hard part. So let's rank these 5. And again, man, these are just so close. It's hard to do. But at number 5, I'm gonna put their final album called "Sky Full of Holes." And again, a great album. I really love the Summer Place. Richie and Ruben, such a great song. Two proper named characters in there too. Really odd birds. And I also Dip in the Ocean, Cold Comfort Flowers. A strong album, but something's got to be at the bottom. And like I said, unfortunately, said this will be their last record. Number 4, I'm going to go with Traffic and Weather. A nod to Newsman. This has probably my all-time favorite Fountains of Wayne song, so it was hard to rank this one down there. The song I-95. Oh gosh, what a beautiful, beautiful love song that sort of reminds me of home on the East Coast. What else do I like on this record? Someone to Love, 92 Subaru, good stuff. But again, I-95, my favorite song. Now, number 3, I'm going to go with the debut album. And this was one I had a little bit higher, and I kind of slid down. You may have heard Radiation Vibe, Sink to the Bottom. Leave the Biker. All great stuff. I mean, go listen to Leave a Biker, and, when you hear about the seafood special being in the biker's beard, I mean, that's pretty good stuff. But again, just a great record. Number 2, I'm going to go with Utopia Parkway. I love the title track, an homage to part of Long Island in New York. And it's, of course, got the fantastic Red Dragon tattoo. When I saw Collinwood at City Winery, I got to make a request for it, and he did a great version of it and ended the show. And it really, it's the last live Fountains of Wayne related thing that I've seen, and it just kind of holds a real special place to me. But number 1, hey, it had the big hit on it, but still, Welcome Interstate Managers, I think is the best record. Stacy's Mom is a great song. It really is, and we love that tribute to the Cars. I love Hey Julie, Hackensack, great song, great City in New Jersey, the song that they did, on that COVID special that I mentioned with Sharon Van Etten. That's about it. That's all I got to say. I mean, I just love Fountains of Wayne. If you haven't given them time to check them out, please do so. Like I said, if you're a Squeeze fan, you'll love them. If not, you'll still love them. But anyway, hey, thanks for listening. If I could ask you for a favor, hit that subscribe button. I'm up to 741, trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the day. I know we'll get there. Hit the like button, share it on your socials. Check out all my other stuff. I post a daily video every day of something off of TV that I've got in my collection. There's a couple of Fountains of Wayne ones out there too. I've ranked records for other artists for years. I film myself when I go record shopping. Great Forgotten record series that I've also got. So a lot of great stuff to watch. And with that, I'm going to sign off. And thank you all for being part of this really fun thing that I do. Take care now.